Let's switch gears and talk about a very serious topic right now, and that's lung cancer, which is on the rise for young women, and what we can do to reduce the risk. Would you please join me in welcoming the fabulous and very instrumentally on track, Dr. Catherine Miele. You are a pulmonologist for Virginia Mason, and you're going to talk with us about what we should know about lung cancer. And first off, thank you for being here.
Of course, yes.
We have had lots of conversations in the past half hour about lung cancer, and we're showing that lung cancer rates in middle-aged women have increased. What is the rate currently? Help us to get a current heartbeat on this.
Yeah, so lung cancer is actually the leading cause of cancer in the U.S. in men and women both. But as people are smoking slightly less, we're seeing that rate decrease in men, but not as much in women. Okay. In fact, it's going up, and we have more diagnosis in women. And we know the exposure for men and women is relatively the same, smoking, occupational exposures, but we're seeing more women diagnosed with cancer and diagnosed with advanced cancer than we are men. And really, we have to do something about that to slow these rates and slow the diagnosis.
So thank you for that clarity. So when we're talking about people who we know about lung cancer in women, and that includes women who are non-smokers. Yeah. There are some risks that we need to know about, because this kind of feels like a silent, I don't want to say pandemic, but I want to say it's a silent disease that I think all of us know that you need to be on top of.
Yeah, so lung cancer, if you are a smoker, it's a 30 times greater risk of developing lung cancer. And so that's the main risk. However, if you're a non-smoker, there are other risks that we know of as well. Environmental exposures, things like radon or maybe even air pollution might be contributing. And we're seeing rates of lung cancer in non-smokers go up. Most of the data we have on that is from actually young Asian women who have never smoked, and it's in women more than men in this population. And in those cases, it's kind of a genetic mutation in the cancer, not a hereditary thing. So it's not like handed down from grandma to grandchild.
Wouldn't that have been easy if it was?
Yes, if it was hereditary, we could say, okay, you're at risk, let's find it. But instead, it's the cancer itself, something in the environment and the genetics and is interacting, causing the cancer to grow in people who don't even have smoke exposure.
Oh my gosh. So let's focus on the people who don't have smoke exposure, because I mean, not to put it in simple terms, but if you smoke, we know the risks.
Yes.
If you don't smoke, tell us what are the symptoms and signs we should be aware of? Because you and I were talking, busy people, I have a little cough.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Well, so the trouble with lung cancer is a lot of times the signs and symptoms don't present until the cancer is advanced. Okay. So that's why cancer is such a hard cancer and such a killer, because it normally presents as advanced disease. With advanced disease, people can have cough, shortness of breath, fatigue and weight loss, and sometimes even coughing up blood. But if someone has a nagging cough that won't go away, it's something that's worthwhile to see a provider about. See a doctor, a nurse practitioner in the ER, or hopefully a primary care doctor if you have access to one, to get seen, evaluated, to see if you need to be screened for something like cancer.
Yeah. So how do we lower barriers? Yeah,
so the number one thing we can do, unfortunately, isn't really in the non-smoking group. We know we can catch cancer better in the smokers. So
obvious.
The number one way to lower barriers is to get anyone who has smoked to touch base with their primary care doctor or any provider to see if you qualify for lung cancer screening. So lung cancer screening is much like screening for breast cancer with an annual mammogram.
Okay.
Lung cancer screening, you get a CAT scan every year.
Here it is.
You get a CAT scan, and then we can use equipment to help diagnose the cancer early. So if you have smoked, talk to your doctor, see if you qualify for lung cancer screening. If we catch cancer through lung cancer screening, we have a 98% cure rate.
Say that again. 98% if we catch it.
Yeah, if we catch it through lung cancer screening in an early stage, we can cure it.
Okay.
But only 6% of the people who could be screened are getting screened. 6%.
And that's amazing math. So if we catch that 6%, we can get 98 of them on the way to health.
Yes.
But that's only 6%.
Yeah, and it's because people don't know that they can be screened. And the people that we're missing, the people who are getting screened the least are women and people of color, so our underrepresented groups.
Because we are busy.
Because we're busy, because you're raising kids, you're working jobs. You're not seeing your doctor, you don't know it's available.
Well, and as women, oftentimes we put ourselves second when we have all the rest of those things on our plate. You know, who gets in the car and takes their children to daycare and has a little bit of a cough and reaches for a glass of water? I don't think at that point I should go in and get myself screened because I've got a big life.
Yeah.
So what signs are we looking for?
So first of all, getting screened if you're a smoker, finding ways to stop smoking if you're a smoker, and there's a ton of things to do for that. And then otherwise, unfortunately, like I said, it's late stage that has symptoms. So cough, weight loss, fatigue, shortness of breath, things like that are reasons to see a provider. And you asked about barriers, like how can we get to a provider? A lot of people don't have primary care providers. So there's a lot of different things at Virginia Mason we do to promote lung cancer screening. There's something called the Crucial Catch.
Okay.
We've done it for a couple of years. So it's with the Seahawks games. We work in collaboration with them. I think the next game is October 6th. So they're going to be at the game, and we'll have a Virginia Mason van that has a screening CT inside.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you can even get screened at the game. This is a picture of our team that goes around with a mobile screening van. Yeah. So you can get screened in that van or contact a provider or get connected with a provider who can help you screen. So there's more outreach we need to do to make it more accessible to people, because some people don't even have access to a primary care doctor right now, which is an added barrier.
It is an added barrier. In this last 30 seconds, as we leave people with these thoughts, what is the one thing we want them to know?
If you are a smoker, seek care for screening. Try your best to stop smoking. There's a lot of resources your primary care doctor can help you with. And a healthy lifestyle, exercise, eating well. The healthier you are, the sooner you'll notice if something is off in you, so you can go to a provider and ask for help, and hopefully we can find things sooner.
Yeah, because there's so much on the table right now when it comes to what's on our health coming out of COVID. Yeah. Will you come back?
I'd love to.
Oh, good. Okay, because I want to spend much more time with you. So thank you for what you do, and stay healthy. We need you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Coming up, whoever said that big things come in small packages? Well, we've got the skinny on this little priceless pup. You don't want to miss this sweet chance. We'll be right back after this break.